say Evan.
That's good. You're score, but I don't have to.
It's a win.
And we won. It was amazing. All right, welcome to another edition of Fids Talk Today. I'm your host, Bobby Fids Talk, joined always by the one and only Fish Tank Hank. Hank, how the hell are you doing?
I'm doing fabtabulous. You know, today is the day before we go into Chicago, Chi-Town, whatever you want to call it, and we kick some butt. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like Nick Chubb is about to change our defense in every way. That's why I'm so pumped up.
Bradley Chubb. If we were to get Nick Chubb, we would break the internet.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, Bradley Chubb just about broke it.
He did almost. Yes, he
I
did.
mean, we got, you know, my birthday was awesome. Thanks for asking, Evan. And I just have a couple balloons left over. I figured they're close to Miami colors, my wife says. So I said, all right, we'll celebrate the win before the win. So that's what we're doing. We're celebrating the win before the win.
I love it. Let's talk about these big trades. First off, thank you everybody for tuning in to Fids Talk today on the Fids Talk Sports Network. If you haven't yet, smash that like and subscribe button. It always fins up. If you haven't been paying attention, it's been a crazy week for Dolphin fans. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with Steve, Evan, Hammer Time. I see you there. It's been a crazy week for Dolphin fans. You know, we just got off a big win against Detroit, and I know people say, "Oh, well, it's the Detroit Lions." You know, that's a win. But it was a damn good offensive performance by the Dolphins against the 32nd ranked defense. But look what they did against the Vikings 29th defense. We were saying, damn, they could have done more. The Vikings defense, you could have done more. What was with this offense? They respond by having a very good damn game against the 32nd ranked defense. And you go, yeah, it's 32nd. But again, you should be doing that against the 32nd ranked defense. Tua, in my opinion, had the best game of the season for himself. Evan says his career. I think that is right there. I can't argue with that. I would say Arizona, but I get that. So Tua responded really well. His second week back from injury. Tyreek Hill on record pace, going to break the season yardage record. Hank, Jalen Waddle
what was the let me ask you, Bobby. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
that's a lot.
What was the score on what was the score from that game?
It's 31-27, no? I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah. And I just want to point out that was the 5th ranked offense, too, that we were playing against.
You're 100% right.
Nobody brings that up. So
4th ranked
that was
offense.
Our defense before Chubb.
Yes. And, and think about this, too. In the first half, though, that defense was struggling to stop Detroit. Detroit was ahead, I believe, 14-0. And forgive me, I don't have it in front of me, but I think it was 14-0. Detroit, the defense and offense were struggling, but the second half comes around, and this is something that Evan has pointed out on the postgame show, Hank, is that Miami is a second half football team. They have yet to play a full game of good football.
Yeah.
But that defense steps up in the second half, shuts down the fourth best offense. Okay, and offense, the Dolphins offense plays the best game of the season, in my opinion. I know that Baltimore game, but that could be an argument. It's a good feeling. You leave that game, you go, okay, wait a second. That was a great response. That was a great play calling. You're starting to feel it. You're going, okay, we're 5-3. There's still things we're missing offensive line. We're talking about Chase Edmonds is dropping balls, pass rushing, even though Phillips is showing up, Agbaugh's not. So then we go, man, we've talked about it for a couple of weeks. What can Miami do to better this football team? We go, man, we would like to see some trades, maybe a power back, maybe a thumper, maybe an offensive lineman, corner. So what does Miami do? Miami turns around and which they usually don't at the deadline. This usually happens in the offseason, not at the deadline. But Miami they go out and they get Bradley Chubb, who's like 25 years old, 26. He's off his rookie contract. They trade for this guy who has about 5.5 sacks this year to booster their pass rush. He's an all-pro player. They get him to help their defense, the defense is starting to trend up. Remember last year, Hank, you and I were together. We were doing the first year of Fids Talk Today, and our defense, we were going that 7-game losing streak, and our defense was trash. And you and I talked about it. What the hell was going on? And all of a sudden, that win streak, the defense was almost elite. It looks like the defense is coming back up, but now you just added some ingredients to that defense. You got Bradley Chubb. Then the other thing was, man, Raheem Mostert's looking damn good. But but we're scared he's going to get hurt because that's his MO. He gets hurt. If you run him to the ground, you're going, shit, man. And then you got to rely on Chase Edmonds. So what does Miami do? Miami says, okay, well, Bradley Chubb, the 49ers supposedly wanted Edmonds. So they say, you know what? Take him. Here's Edmonds. You go, okay, well, now we're stuck with Raheem, Myles Gaskin, this other guy, and you go, Miami has to be doing something, right? They have to. And we threw some names out there. Justin brought up Jeff Wilson. We were talking Kareem Hunt. We were talking Antonio Gibson.
Everybody was talking Hunt.
Yeah, and what does Miami do? They go out, call San Francisco. He wanted to get traded, and they got Jeff Wilson because they just traded for Chris McCaffrey, who not only is a better pass catcher than Edmonds, who knows the system, knows McDaniel. McDaniel gets his guy. So Miami goes and becomes buyers at the deadline. And this is not something where Miami, we're like Chicago. They traded for Chase Claypool. There's nothing. I don't know. I don't want to put words in. I don't know how they're thinking. And we play them tomorrow. But they go get Chase Claypool for their young quarterback. It's a smart move, but it's not a move for now. It's a move for the future of the franchise. Like, okay, next year we're going to have a reliable weapon.
Let's take a look at that move by them getting Chase Claypool, okay?
We will. But I just want to say this move right here for Miami, Hank, in my opinion, you tell me what you think. This is not a move for the future, even though it is. This is a move for right now. Miami believes that, which is more exciting for me as a fan, more than the trades, is that Miami believes, McDaniel, Greer, company, believe in themselves. They go, damn, we could actually make a run at this. We need to make moves to help this football team. So give me your thoughts on that. What does this move speak to you with Bradley Chubb, Jeff Wilson for Miami? What does this speak to you about where this team views themselves? Then we'll go into Chase Claypool for the Bears.
First off, you have a running back that's averaging over 5 yards a carry. So that's the first thing you added. The second thing you added was durability. You have a back that should be able to stay in there and take on some hits, can block, can catch. There's a big reason they added this back. It wasn't just by accident. Bless you, my son.
Thank you.
It wasn't
Sorry, guys,
by
I got the flu.
accident that they went after him. So, and you knew that McDaniel was going to cherry pick whatever he could out of San Francisco while he had the knowledge of that team. And I think he did a great job so far in what he's done to make things happen, But as far as the big move goes, and thank you, Steve. What's up, Thirsty? I see you folks. Ender. Yeah, I look a year younger. You know why? I was trying to get a new Corvette and I couldn't get one. So that's why. So anyway, no, Chubb was the big key. Getting him, I mean, oh my, I'm just like, that makes Miami a true contender now. They're a true contender, not a one and done. They're a true contender. Now that I'm not going off of any games they've played so far because Miami hasn't shown a complete team yet.
No.
So thank God they still have the schedule they have, to be totally honest with you. And until that changes, until they step up and play a full game, they're not going to be beating Buffalo up north. They're not going to be beating anybody like the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs if they don't start playing complete games. That's my concern. And I think adding Chubb makes Miami have that one more piece that gives the defensive backs enough time. You know what I mean? Where he's in there in 2.5 every down. I mean, him and Phillips and whoever else that's going to be rushing, they do their zero blitz. We can have a big, big package in there for that. It
Absolutely.
could be massive.
I see you, Dolphins Thursday. Let me respond to you, brother. I am in Tennessee. Obviously, we got beautiful weather today here. I just raked all the leaves. We did a big pile. Of course, it rains, and now all the leaves are back. It's spread all over. It's great. And I'm dealing with the flu. But
what's up, Mark?
There's a huge game today in college football. The University of Tennessee versus Georgia. The Tennessee's #1 in the country. Georgia's #3. Who do I have? My brother, I'm rolling with the Tennessee Vols. I believe that kid, man, that quarterback and those guys there, it's going to be a great game. I'm really looking forward to watching that one. But I have the Vols today, even though Georgia's pretty damn good, obviously. Bobby is not allowed to say anything realistic or throw more flowers at the GM of the year. Mark Popoka, what's up, man? Hank, Evan, I guess I understand what you're trying to say. So first off, let me say that. What does it say about Chris Greer as a general manager? Hank, again, this is our second year doing this, okay? It's a pretty damn good year to be doing this. Playoffs?
For life. Playoffs? Playoffs?
I just want to win a game.
Playoffs. We're going to make the playoffs. Since we got Chubb, I've had a Chubb. It's that simple. Our defense has needed to make a big impact, and they're about to make a huge impact having Chubb. Watch and see. This defense is about to explode on everybody. I've been waiting for a big key player like this to come in, a run stopper, somebody that can get after the quarterback, somebody that can help Phillips. Phillips is getting pressure. He's not getting two, though. And you know what? Chubb will change that. Between the two of them, somebody's going to get to that quarterback. Watch and see. I think that Miami is a contender looking for a Super Bowl. I think they're a contender, but they haven't played a full game. And I said this before. They have to play a full game, and they're not. They haven't yet. They haven't put offense and defense together at the same time in an entire game yet. And once they do, they're going to beat the hell out of somebody because they're going to explode. They haven't done it yet, but somebody's going to get buried by the Miami Dolphins. Watch.
And, that's a great point. And that's something Evan has brought up, myself, you now, about the whole complete game Miami has to play. It's not, they're struggling the first half and they kick ass in the second half. It's, controlling the game in the first half and finishing it in the second half. Miami has yet to do that. This is why this is very good now. And they make this move. They're going against Chicago, who we discussed before the show, 26th ranked offense, but they have a very good running offense. So Miami has to stop the run. Justin Fields is a young quarterback, good quarterback, athletic. They have to contain him. And with Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, who's now learning from Chubb, which is crazy because Chubb is only 4 years in. This guy is a veteran already, but he's damn good. He's in his prime.
I brought some numbers with me today, Bobby. I know you like those numbers.
I love numbers. I love
So do
numbers.
the folks out there.
Hit it
So
up.
let's take a look at the numbers. Passing yards, Miami is third. The Bears are 32nd. Rushing yards, Miami's 28th. The Bears are first. That's why I wanted to bring this up. The Bears are first. You're talking about their running game. They're first in rushing yards right now. That's significant. That is something Miami has had trouble shutting down, is the run.
They have.
Now we have Chubb. Is that going to change the dynamics enough? I think it will. But remember, this is the number one rushing yard team.
Yeah.
So
it is. And that's going to be a challenge for Miami. And this is and what a way to respond. What a way to have your first game and show the difference you can make to this defense if you could stop Chicago's run game. And again, you look at, I know people, again, you talk about the Detroit game. People go, oh, well, it was against Detroit. But that's what you should do against the Detroit defense, a 32nd ranked defense. If Miami goes in, beats the Chicago, but also contains that run game, holds them under 100 and some odd yards or under 100 yards, that's a big win. If Miami wins in a nail biter and Chicago ran for 175 yards between Herbert and Montgomery and Fields, you're going to go, well, damn, they can't do this against these top teams. They have to do better holding the run. So there's two ways to win this football game, and you got to hope that Miami contains that. So we talked about the trades, Hank. We're going into the Chicago game. Let's talk about that.
All right.
We talked about Chicago's has the 26th ranked offense, but the number one ranked offense in regards of rushing the ball, and they hold the 15th ranked defense. Miami is – go ahead.
Here's a couple more numbers for you. Beans, we're getting into them now. Passing yards allowed, Miami's 26th. Bears are 5th. Run yards allowed, Miami is 6th. Miami is 6th in run yards allowed. So there you go. You got a 6th against the number one, but we added Chubb. So that might make it balance out quite nicely, I'd have to say. And their rushing yards allowed, they are 31st. So
that's great. And Mark,
just here's the biggest number for Miami, okay?
Yeah.
Penalty yards for Miami, 52. They're 22nd. And the Bears are 41. They're 6th. That is a huge margin. When you're in that game and you're getting those penalties, that is huge. Miami has got to do something. But I just want to throw some numbers at you because I don't bring numbers every day.
I think it's great. And it gives you another perspective to look at the football game because as Dolphin fans, you kind of sometimes if you're not looking at the numbers, you kind of put blinders on. You go, oh, we're going to do it. We got all these superstars. But then when you look at that, you go, well, damn, penalties have been a huge issue for Miami. And
Coach clean them up.
Yeah. Let me just say,
clean them up right
everybody
there.
watching, Sam, Mark, I see you, Ghost of Judah Tribe. Thank you for tuning in. Mark, yes, I actually saw on Twitter that it is very windy and rainy in Chicago. Thank God the game is not today. I think it's supposed to be a little clearer tomorrow. I think that's what I read. I know a lot of Dolphin fans who are flying are saying their flights are delayed or it's been trouble landing. So hopefully everybody gets there okay.
Freaky was having some issues. She said on Twitter.
And she landed, thank God. But Sam, great point, though, in regards of Chubb does have a lot to prove. He did get a big contract. He has to stay healthy, get at least 8 sacks. So he's already at 5.5. So talking about Greer very quick, and then we'll talk about keys to victory, Hank. Chris Greer. Hold on a second. What's up, dude? Sorry, son finally woke up. He's been dealing with a high fever and stuff, so I see him there. He's looking at me, so I just want to say hi to him. He's been sleeping a long time today. Usually he's up already with me. But anyway, Chris Greer. Again, I know Evan right away, and God love him, when he comes text me, Bobby, you ready to apologize to Greer? He made this big move, blah, blah, blah. Greer's not shy to make moves like this. Usually it's during the offseason, but he did this during the season for a team that's 5-3, trying to make a run. That's great. I'm not ready to apologize to Greer yet. Hank, you know better than anybody. You and I have been sitting in this chair, in these chairs, talking about this for 2 years now, and my thoughts on Greer. Let's see how this plays out. I sent Evan back text message of the Kobe Bryant saying, is the job finished? Is it finished? Because, and I just want to say this about Chris Greer, we'll move on. There's still holes in the team. The offensive line is still an issue. Depth is still an issue. I love the response by Chris Greer and company for this football team. They go, hey, man, Chase Edmonds is not getting it done. Okay, let's package him, bring in a pass rusher because our pass rush is struggling. That's a great response. Again, it's a response and it's not what do you call, it's not being proactive. It's being reactive. They did it, though. They got it done. Round of applause. Chase Edmonds is gone. You lose your pass catcher, even if you want to call him that or not. You go get Jeff Wilson, who's usually you let another team go get him. That's usually the Dolphins' MO. No, now you go get this guy, put him on your team. He's paired up with somebody he's familiar with Raheem Mostert. Great moves by the Dolphins. Good response. Now it's time to show that it can mean something. Because guess what? If Armstead goes down again and the offensive line struggles, it's going to be a whole other thing again. It doesn't matter, Bradley Chubb and all. So I say give it time. Let's not crown anybody yet. Let's not say, oh, you're a great GM. Bull crap. You haven't. Wait for it to play out. It's looking really good, but let's wait for it to play it out. Fish Tank. Let's talk about.
I got a feeling about this game with Chubb. Yeah. And, I don't like to see anybody get hurt, but I got a feeling that Fields is going to get thumping on the ground once or twice this game.
When's the last time that LOL Fins were in a Super Bowl? How about an AFC Championship game? Goes to Judah Shop. Hey, it's been a long time. You're not wrong, and thank you for tuning in, brother. I appreciate you. This is your first time. I see you. But if Bobby always takes away the mojo, there's no take away the mojo. It's just a little bit of a reality check. We gotta remember. Come on. Dolphin fans always do this. We get a trade. We go, oh my God, that's it. This is a different feeling for that, but it's always gotta go. Hey, look, there's still issues with this team. We still gotta recognize it, and hopefully it fixed. Because if those issues peak back up and there's an injury on the offensive line or whatever, then you're gonna go, well, damn, man, it's the same. It still is. So let's see. But anyway,
Bobby.
Yes, sir.
We're at the halfway point.
Yeah.
What'd you say the Miami Dolphins tally was going to be at the end of the year?
I had Miami going 10-7, sir.
10-7.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to change that now? We're at the halfway point. I'll allow you to change it now that we're halfway there, because I know you want to go up to like 12.
No, I don't want to go up to 12. I'd say, I know some people say and I would love to see only 3 losses and they win all the way through. I'd love to see it. But again, there's still issues with the secondary. There's still holes. Even though those guys are being really good, penalties is still a problem. Offensive line still has me a little concerned. If I was to change, I may bump it up to 11, but I'm staying at 10
too.
If I did bump it up, it'd be 11. But I'm fine with 10-7. And again, I think that gets into the playoffs. There's still things that could happen, Fish Tank, and again, it doesn't. I don't.
There's always things that could happen. I could have dog piss on my leg tomorrow, but it's not going to happen.
Okay, all right, Hank. But and it's more like 9-8, 2-1 survive the season. We see. So let me just say this: goes to Judah. And again, thank you, brother, for tuning in. Sam, I see you, brother. I'll comment to you 1 second. See, that's part of those things that could happen, right? That I was saying, let's wait before we start crowning Chris Greer about a trade he did mid-season. It's great that he did it. It shows me the Dolphins believe they are about to go on a big run, and that's exciting as a Dolphins fan. But there's still issues on this team when you look at the offensive line and you go, well, damn, if this guy goes down, Tua gets hurt, we're back to Teddy B. And then you're thinking, okay, so that's what I'm talking about in regards to that. Sam, I definitely satisfied with a playoff win. See, that's for me. If the Dolphins go to the playoffs and lose, I won't be happy. If the Dolphins go to the playoffs and win a game, and of course I want them to go all the way, but if they win a game and go to the division or AFC championship, that to me is a win. You're happy with McDaniel, and you're good. Wants the Packers GM. Why the Packers GM? Why would I want him?
For me though, Bobby, I see it differently than you do.
You usually do.
Yeah, I do. Because I see the positive side, and I look at the positive side. And you look at the Debbie Downer and what this might be.
What have I said? What have I said to be negative? Look, to me, it's not negative. I'm saying the Dolphins are thinking
we got rid of Eichenberg, who was the biggest problem on the.
We did not get rid of Eichenberg. Eichenberg got hurt.
Yeah.
That's not true. Eichenberg got hurt. If not, he'd still be in the offensive line. But go ahead.
He's out of the lineup, right?
He is out.
Okay, thank you. That's all I meant. He's out of the lineup. We got somebody else in there that's not just going to be a zone cone. So that's a help right there. That's one plus. We got Jackson. He's coming in, right? Where they're going to put him, I don't know, but he's got to be better than Eichenberg was doing.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have going on? That's the offensive line. That helps the offensive line quite a bit. Not only that, the defense beating up on offenses and getting off the field and giving them more time. You just got a halfback that's going to come out and snot a couple people, and then they're going to back down a little bit. And then you have these wide receivers that
Can
are
I correct
making
it very
people
quick?
back
I'm
out.
sorry. Can I correct it? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stop you. And it's not at you. Yeah. Okay. Let me just say this to Evan, because Evan's saying I'd rather us not do nothing. Bullshit. That's a lie. That's not true. I'm very happy with the trades. I'm very happy where Miami's at. That's not the point. My point is, you rather go right away. Oh, it's a Super Bowl. Oh, we did it. Oh, that's it. Oh, and then at the end when he goes, well, it was this thing.
Evan?
I'm talking about Evan. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, that's not me.
No, I know that. No, but I'm just saying, because he's saying, I'd rather us not do nothing. I'd rather toe the line. No, you rather jump way over the line. I'd rather see the whole picture. We still have issues. Signing Bradley Chubb doesn't fix everything. I'm saying it's very nice. Means Miami believes in himself. I love it. But let's be real.
2 players.
You replaced one player with another, and then you drafted a pass. You traded for a pass rusher. I love it. I don't hate the moves. I think it's great. I think it's exciting to be a Dolphin fan. But there's still things you look at and you go, well, shit, this could come back and bite you, or this come back. That's not a bad thing. Get over yourself. Bobby is right, though. Without a playoff win, that does not all the bigs mean. Exactly. We have to get a win. And we could, but penalties is still an issue, and Steve was a huge critic of Eichenberg, and Eichenberg was doing better in a couple weeks. He did good because Steve brought it up, and Steve's always been a big critic. And hey, Miss Fins, that's my girl right there.
Yeah, you're busy worrying about Evan.
I'm just talking about Evan's comments. I got to bring it on
Don't
up.
worry about Evan.
It's all good. But let me just say, how about Miss Fins?
Mike Gesicki. Every time you talk about Evan.
He knows what he's doing, the bastard. Okay, look.
I know. He's poking you, and you're taking it.
Hey, since Miss Fins is here, we did have this on here. We did have this on the lineup here, the outline. Mike Gesicki. He was there've been rumors all year he might be traded. He's not going to extend, blah, blah, blah. The deadline comes and goes. He's still a Dolphin. How are you feeling about Mike Gesicki still in Miami as the tight end?
Me?
No, the other host I have on the show.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about Miss Finn still, about her being with Gesicki. So, no, I'm happy. I'm all right with it. Let his contract end. So what? They're going to go after another tight end in the offseason anyway. He wasn't the key, but he can be a big help as far as the offense for the attacking the red zone, etc. He's still a big key player to this offense. And if Miami really wants him, then they can retain him or attempt to retain him at the end of the year or close to the end of the year. That's how I feel about the move.
I agree with you. I'm not about, especially when you're to try to make a run here at the end. You do not get rid of talented players. And I know he doesn't fit the scheme, but that's just another big wide receiver. Orlando just said it. He's a wide receiver playing tight end. You have to, you keep him. It sucks. If you lose him for nothing, it does suck. But again, this tells me Miami believes they're about to make a run. Sam says Jeff Wilson was a good trade, but I'd rather have had Kareem Hunt. He's more proven, but we'll see how Wilson turns. Again, yes, I'd rather have a thumper, but this trade shows, in my opinion, for Jeff Wilson, that Mike McDaniel has a certain vision with the running backs. He's familiar not only with Jeff Wilson, but he prefers that speed and then that pass catcher, and then, of course, involve the receivers in the run game. I'd love a thumper. I'm old-fashioned football, but obviously I think Jeff Wilson's a better fit for this offense and where they're going.
Yeah, you're right, Blake.
Yeah, and he's if Miami is smart, keep using him as a blocker, then flex out for red zone. Yeah, absolutely right, Miss Fins. But Hank, let's talk about keys to victory. We're at the 30-minute mark, but we're having fun. Fids Talk today on the Fids Talk Sports Network. If you haven't yet, smash that like and subscribe button. Fish Tank.
Yes, sir.
What are your keys, your 3 keys to victory for the Dolphins to win tomorrow, go to 6-3?
My 3 keys to tomorrow's victory. And it comes with those numbers that I was giving you earlier. That's why I was on those. That's why I was on those numbers so much. So Miami is 3rd in passing. Okay. Miami's offense has got to continue to move the ball. And the defense for the Bears is like 31st in 32nd in passing yards. My bad. I thought it was 31st. 32nd in passing yards. On run yards allowed, they're 31st. So Miami's offense is going to be just fine, even with their offensive line, which isn't all that great, Bobby. That's why I'm saying it depends on the talent they're going against also.
It's true.
So first key for this is for Miami's offense to continue to click and throw the ball deep. I think that this is going to be a blowout game. I think the offense is way too strong. Oh, God. What's the key to it all is Tua. He's got to be able to run this team efficiently. The second key that I have is the defense, the defensive line. They have got to stop the run game. They have got to contain the quarterback. I feel like I'm hitting a bump on the record, and it just keeps going over and over, getting a skip to it. But it has to happen. It has to happen. We added Chubb. Is that going to contain Fields now? Because most of the running yards came off of that big, long Lamar run, by the way. I just want to point that out. So the numbers can be skewed. But I would definitely say have to contain and get after Fields. That's going to be a key. And lastly, penalties. Miami has got to clean up its game. It's horrendous in penalties. Got to clean that up, and that comes with coaching. Okay? Coaching, you're not doing enough to get these guys to stop those penalties. Start making them pay somehow. Make them do extra whatever. I don't care what it is. Make them pay somehow. You have ways to make people unhappy in the building if they're not doing what they need to do. Find a way.
Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I think you hit them all on the head. I think you're right there.
What?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, obviously, you got to limit the penalties for Miami. You can't let the Bears have less. You got to, have discipline. Don't leave points on the field, especially against this football team. Contain the run game. You talked about that big runs by Lamar Jackson. You're going against Justin Fields, who's just as good as an athlete. You got to contain him. Contain him. Do not get the upset. Do not allow an upset.
No.
And, again, you said the key is Tua. I agree. I think that's a threefold. Key is Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle. Keep doing their thing. Do what they do best. Gain yards, get points. Especially after that showing in Detroit last week. Continue it now. But, of course, don't let Chicago be so close. I can't add anything else. I think you've been great. And I think everybody behind here, everybody in the comments has done great too. Let's defer. Well, that's get to a lead and limit the Bears running game. Key run, bench players who take more than one pre-snap penalty. Yes, I agree. And Evan's all about that. Evan, I got to give him his due. I agree with him too. That's something on McDaniel is, and again, he's a rookie coach though, but he has to be a little more firm with players getting penalties. I love what he showed last week when they had those penalties. They were showing it again, and he looked at that coach. He said, "You got to fix this." And guess what? They did. So let's hope that continues into this week.
You got to fix this. Was that the double F that you threw in there? You got to fix this.
Fix this. Yeah, fix it. And let me I'll say it. So I have this one more, but I want to get into this. Let's do our predictions. Tomorrow, Dolphins at Chicago Fish Tank. Who wins? Why? Or who wins and what's the score? Excuse me.
All right. I see a total blowout, bro. I really do. I don't think that they're going to be able to compete with Miami. I'm not even joking. I see 17 points for Chi-Town, and I see 35 for Miami.
35 what? I'm sorry.
17.
35-17. Okay.
Miami. Yeah. It's going to
That's
be a
good.
total wipeout.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have it 28-10 Miami. 28-10.
Pretty close.
I got it 28-10
That's pretty darn
Miami.
close. Almost,
I think
the same gap.
Yeah. I think Miami holds them to a touchdown and a field goal. I think their defense, I think it's the first complete game. I think and I don't think Miami,
that too, and that's why I think it's going to be such a huge.
Orlando has it 31-13. Evan has it 38-14. Steve has it close 27-21. I hope it's 38-14. I hope it's 31-13. I hope it looks like that. I mean, that's to be a damn exciting game.
I hope I'm right. 35-17.
I hope that's good too. I like that too.
I'll take any of them. Everybody see this.
A win's a win.
Now,
we don't give a shit.
It used to be
27-12.
Everybody was commenting, and it was always a loss, and how Miami's going to get their butts kicked. Now, look at everybody now. Everybody's saying, yeah, we're going to win. Yes.
Well, it's Chicago, right? Just like
the
Detroit.
culture is changing.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about this very quick.
All right.
What's up, Ralphie boy?
Ralphie.
We talked about this in the offseason, Hank, and I thought it was so interesting because I see a lot of talking heads discussing this. We talked about both players actually. Could Tua or Tyreek possibly be an MVP candidate at the end of the season? We discussed this, and I haven't had time to go back, and I'll watch that show again. But if you had to pick one of the two, I know. Bobby needs a nap. I do. But if you had to pick just one to be an MVP for the NFL, not the team, because, I mean, if you had to say team, I know where I'm going. But MVP for the season, who would it be in your opinion? Who's the MVP in the NFL for Miami? If you say, okay, I got to put this guy against the
right now,
MVP.
it's Hill.
Okay, I'm with you.
Right now, it's Hill because, he might be throwing the ball, but Hill's getting the ball. Hill's been getting after the ball. Hill's been taking the 50-50 balls away and winning every dang time.
100% agree with you.
It is Tyreek Hill all day long. That's why I just recently got a Tyreek Hill jersey from my neighbor after we won. I like to point that out.
I know. I love it. I know I've been saying the same thing. I actually tweeted after the game that Tyreek Hill should be an MVP candidate. I think it's a crime if he's not. I do understand the talk on Tua. I don't think anybody, if you think Tua is an MVP candidate, I can't argue with you. The numbers are there. He's been an impactful player for the Dolphins when he was out, and then you see the turnaround when he's in. And
he might be the first one to reach 2,000 yards, and he was out.
Tyreek Hill. Well, Tyreek Hill.
And he was out.
Tyreek Hill's done this with 3 different quarterbacks now this season. Okay, he did it with Tua, and he's looked great with Tua. Did it with Teddy, and he did it with Skyler. And his numbers have stayed the same. He is balling out. Everybody talked about how, he's going to take a huge step back this year with Tua and Patrick Mahomes. And really, he's proved
the exact opposite.
He's proved the exact opposite. And it's not taking anything away from Mahomes, who's a great quarterback, but Tyreek Hill's really proven to be maybe the top wide receiver in the NFL. And what he's done for this football team is way above what we thought it would be. I mean, he's really changed the feeling of this offense.
Nothing short of amazing, Bobby. Nothing short of amazing.
Can't argue if somebody said Tua, but I'm with you. I think Tyreek Hill should be considered league MVP, a strong candidate for the team, because what he did for Miami, the turnaround team.
The only problem is they're never going to give that to a wide receiver. You know it, and I know it.
The only reason why I don't think let's say he breaks 2,000 yards, which is not short of amazing. I mean, that is crazy talk.
Incredible.
But the only reason I think he wouldn't get it is if, I guess, more touchdowns. But look what he's doing. Look how he changed the offense. Look what he's done for Tua.
I know.
What he's done for Tua.
I don't disagree.
No, I know you don't, but it's
disagree,
crazy.
Bobby.
It's crazy because I've seen, you're not wrong, but there are people saying there too as well, just like you just said. It would be hard, I don't see him giving it to a wide receiver. But if any wide receiver deserves it right now, isn't it Tyreek Hill?
It definitely is.
I mean,
it definitely is. The guy's killing it.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. And again, like I said,
he's built, bro.
And you just said the 50-50 balls. This guy, how tall is he? 5'9"? Maybe
and he just rips them out.
But he jumps like 10 feet in the air, catches a ball. I mean, he's I was rewatching that game last week, the Detroit Lions game, and they said another underthrow by Tua. It wasn't an underthrow; it was an overthrow. It's just Tyreek jumped up 20 feet in the air and caught the damn thing. It's just, it's what a way to help your young quarterback. But again, you take advantage of an opportunity. A player's available. He wants a trade. You got to get that. Chris Greer goes out and does it. Makes the trade before the season, and makes another trade for Bradley Chubb. So Dolphins are trending up, but they got to get the win tomorrow. We all have a win here. Fish Tank, any closing words, my friend?
I love you folks coming out and joining us. We have a great time. I know sometimes Bobby and I are at opposite ends 90% of the time, I guess. But no, Bobby's a great director. I couldn't do it without him. So I appreciate Bobby, too. And I just wanted to say that here in front of everybody that he's my man.
I appreciate you, brother. Well, not doing anybody else. I appreciate you. Everybody who's tuned in, thank you so much for watching Fids Talk today on the Fids Talk Sports Network. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. We're almost past. We're getting to that 500. We got to get past it. Once we do, we got a giveaway. What's going on?
Giveaway.
Yeah, we got that giveaway. Let me pop that up for a second.
Hey, can I be in that giveaway?
There's the giveaway right there. If we get over 500 subscribers, Fins Talk Sports Network, on behalf of JPF Scout Justin, who hosts Dig It in the Trenches, who's going to have wide receiver Ernest Givings, former wide receiver Ernest Givings from the Houston Oilers on to later today. We're giving away either a Javon Holland or Jalen Waddle jersey of your choice. Once we get over 500 subscribers, we get over that, we're going to pick a random winner, and you get to pick either Javon Holland or Jalen Waddle. So if you haven't yet, smash that like and subscribe button.
Getting close.
We're getting close. Let me make sure I don't want to miss anybody out here before we close on out. No, we are ruled out.
No, I'm ruled out. Oh man, that's all right. I'm sure I'm gonna find something to give away soon to some Dolphins fans on Twitter because I like to do that.
Follow
too.
Fish Tank if you haven't yet. Follow Fish Tank on Twitter. Follow Sports Talk. Fins Talk Sports Network, but follow Hank because he always does giveaways. He has some fun giveaways, and he's a fun follow.
I haven't done any in a while. That's because I have my neighbor out. I had to, make things extra nice for my neighbor. He's a really cool guy. His name's Sergio. I usually just call him my neighbor, but real great guy. He was out here for a week, celebrating my birthday. It was funny. We all dressed up and went out in costumes like the Avengers. And we walked through Disney, and all these kids want to take pictures with us and everything else. It was really fun. What Avenger were you? Huh?
What were you?
I was Spider-Man.
Oh, God, I got to see that picture.
Everybody loved Spider-Man. I was.
That's awesome. Oh,
and
man.
The kids all turned, Spider-Man.
Oh, look at
the
that.
Avengers.
That's great. Well, awesome. All right, guys. Well, look, we're at the 45-minute mark. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and most importantly, fins up. We'll see you next week.
Fins up, folks.